There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The brothers giving us the end of premise of them. So welcome my life with African.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris who make you again Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamu. And yes I know money, emu aye yo. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. The flesh, that time and that efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise from best. The world with my life with African. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from River Sass, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Monserrat, San to Backbaloo, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, Sktv, we are the best in Liberia. Sktv, we are the best in Africa. Sktv, we are the best around the world, folks. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to those of you, our channel listeners, our viewers, our followers. Those of you always supporting us. Today is Wednesday, for matter of fact, having to be the 29th day. Wow, what a way to go! 29 days. 29 days into April. That means we're going 29 days. We'll have only one more day to go. Then we'll be saying bye-bye to the month of April and welcoming the month of May for a month of fast. So again, folks, help us share the show. Those of you who are watching, I don't know what kind of more. This is becoming. But again, those of you who are watching, help us share the show. The show will be interesting on today. The rest of the team member will join us here. Let me see quickly. Let me see how best to go for this break and do some brief in, brief out, because this is becoming like something quickly. So, yeah, to our team there, please help us share the show. Let me see. I want to play on Boyega Koluba. Small statement today from the Supreme Court. Yeah, I'm suffering from a little hiccup, or some of you would know. Yeah, and the fire incident. Yeah, let me see quickly. Let me have small video play. Or better stay. I have another film play quickly. Oh wow, this is yes. So
receiving citation as it relates to the issue that we're about to execute.
No, Honorable Speaker.
So the clerk said no communication from the Supreme Court.
So the Chief Justice, the Chief Clerk has informed the host that they did not receive any citation about state order. Informed the host representative that no citation was received from the Supreme Court of Labrador. Despite the citation being circulating since on the social media since yesterday. So a decision will now be made. A motion will be put forward.
Circulation on the social media relating to Judiciary submitting to us a citation. I would like to receive any citation as it relates to the issue that we're about to execute.
No, Honorable Speaker.
So the clerk said no communication from the Supreme Court.
So the Chief Justice, the Chief Clerk has informed the host that they did not receive any citation about state order. Informed the host representative that no citation was received from the Supreme Court of Labrador. Despite the citation being circulating since on the social media since yesterday. So a decision will now be made. A motion will be put forward.
Circulation on the social media relating to Judiciary submitting to us a citation. I would like to receive
The arguments were presented and the justice reserved ruling. So we are awaiting a summons for the ruling.
We are getting report that you guys are pushing for the dismissal of the bit of information. How true is that?
I don't think it's a question to ask. I don't think so.
Why do you...
So a bit of information will file against me. You expect me to come to the court and tell the judge to grant the bill of information? Does that make sense to you? It doesn't. So the question is just irrelevant. Go ahead. It's good if you don't know how to ask questions. You learn from your colleagues. Keep silent. Yeah, go ahead, comrade.
For all empire. Why, if the Supreme Court modified everything you did in a month, what would be the House of Representatives' action?
So let me say this to you. There are always remedy. The justice in chamber, there is a remedy to the justice ruling. If the justice brought a ruling that I feel injured by, I have all rights available to take a flight to the full bench. So I don't want to presume for the justice when his ruling is not up yet. Or what I can say to you, we are in some court. That's why we came, like we said, we were never invited. They didn't serve our precept. We came on the basis of special appearance. We heard in the grapevine. We come, Your Honor. They say they get complaint against us. Why they complain saying? Isn't that a sign of a good citizen? I expect you to be telling the public that at least the House of Representatives is in compliance. Though they were not served as the state continue to argue, but they came on the basis of special appearance.
So in follow-up to that, you said you were not served the rate properly, and then you came. So why did you need, why you react upon what you heard in the public after what you said?
The court does not pass spontaneously. You didn't expect all to go out there belong for case. Just my people got case against her. Oh, who got case against her? Oh, no. That's not how the court operates. You understand that? So it is our right to decide when to come to the court. You know what I'm saying? That? And I want to say this to you. Do you know when we heard about it? Do you care to know? What happened if we heard about it before, after the action? So you expect us to come ask to come seek inquiry why maybe action was taken by Friday, assuming not a meeting. Action was taken maybe by 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Maybe we heard about this 5 o'clock Friday. So after the action taken, we will reverse the action only because we ask the court. So I expect you to know when we heard this.
what do you mean of Commissioner Eddie Melvin's statement that all those that partake in the expulsion of Kolova will face political calamity counts 2029?
Let me say this so you put it on the record. I do not have any relevance for Senator Snow. Let me say this to you. I would say that Senator Snow, he's one of those who got us to where we are as a country. Senator Snow has always survived. Let me learn. I want to say what I want to say. Do not spoon feed me words. Senator Snow has survived on the covert of this country for more than 20 consecutive years. So let me say, who was Snow before coming to elected position or to public office? So Snow is somebody who has always survived on the covert of the Liberian people. Let me say this to you. It behooves me that Senator Snow is at Equus. It behooves me. To see a man who is at Equus, I expect him to be a man of high understanding, of high argument, a man of peace. To take your president, your nation is having a confrontation with their neighbor, and take your president and put in a military brigadier and put arm in his hand. When he's on his way to another country for peace mission, I think it's a normal person who does that. You think so? And I'm asking you, think it's a normal person who does that? It is not normal. So I don't want to get relevant to the Snow. What I can say to you, my man, don't bring Snow issue to my discussion. It's not relevant to me. Senator Snow is not relevant to me. I'm just saying to you, Senator Snow is not relevant to me. I mean, he's entitled to his opinion. I'm saying to you, I don't think to be ashamed. He has survived the detriment of the Liberian people covered for the past 20 years.
On grounds that have been responded to your issues on Representative Koroba, you say the whole say that he respected the House by calling your actions.
So let me say this to you. We had two separate and independent chambers. Everyone entitled to protect the sanity and integrity of that chamber. If we would take action collectively as a chamber, a senator whom we have so much respect and admiration for, come and disrespect us, we say to him that he must be called to order.
Thank you so much. And folks, let's see how best we can get 2 words from Representative Yeke.
It's a genuine smile.
Look, the justice in Chimo have a reserve ruling, and he will serve on notice of assignment. Then we'll come. And let me say to my supporters, I'm leaving Moso Raleigh County tomorrow. My tour start tomorrow. I'm sleeping in Grand Bazaar tomorrow. From Grand Bazaar, I will head to the southeast.
What's the mission in Grand Bazaar?
Well, we declare campaign open for 2029 to delete former President Joseph Boakai from the presidency. So the campaign.
He's still the president. Why are you calling him former president?
Let him make a point. Go ahead.
The campaign has been launched. And we have to carry the message to our people to delete former President Joseph Boakai from the presidency.
He's
still the president.
Now, you want me to talk?
Well, we sincerely apologize for the break-in. Those of you who are listening and those of you who are also watching, yes, indeed. Yeah, it's not easy though for my end, especially having some life. This thing happen. These are natural stuff. Yeah, the hiccups start to give me a little tough time. But again, thank God, at least I'm trying every way possible to make sure that at least I'm much better. Because if not, then that means, yeah, you're not be easy to get for us. But folks, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Help us share the show, Monk. Thank God, Monk and other brother you. They are getting ready. I think I'm seeing Monk here already. Good evening to all of you, Benti, Goa, Ginny, and thank you for joining us. Ali also following Jim David. Good evening. Robert Fasugu Jacqueline. Good evening, my dear good friend and brother. Emmett Hammond from Cassidy. Good evening. Emmett, I need to visit Cassidy maybe before the birthday or after the birthday because the birthday will be on Friday and yeah, maybe I may not have that time to visit you. But by the grace of God, I had to visit you, Emmett Hammond. I had to go Cassidy. Maybe I'll do that over the weekend. That will be maybe Saturday, one of these Saturday. Yeah, I plan already to visit some of the counties that are right nearby because because of time. So we had to visit some of the counties that are right here. But James David, Edward Brushes, good evening to all of you. You please help us share the show, people. Sorry though, yeah, we'll be on the same, suffering from some of the life stuff, hiccups, giving me a tough time, but God is there, God, because Sebastian Williams, good evening, my dear good friend and brother. Monk is already here with us. So many things to talk about. And I heard our lawmaker, who some of the videos we just played, those of you who are watching, they meant that they will go to the court at their own will. I don't know whether it is the law, whether the high happy. That, for example, if the court request Melbourne to go to the court, then Melbourne will come and tell the court, I will come to the court or I will go to the court anytime I won't go to the court. I don't understand. Then when you go to the court today, you go to the 29. The court summoned the legislature or in fact the lower house that they should come on the 29th of April. They should come and because they complained. Bill of information have been filed by Representative Yeke Koruba. So they should come and maybe the conference or so forth, they should come there. But today, our own lawmakers sitting there, that one when Councillor Arthur Johnson, before I welcome Mark, Councillor Arthur Johnson said, don't abuse the law today because you are in power. And what are we doing? Amen. Even police officers, soldiers, DEA, all of our security officers are always abusing these power or the positions just because we are maybe because we are the authority. So we do anything that we can do to our people or to our country. Yeah, lawmaker talking that anytime you won't go to the court, I think you go to the court. Then why you go there today? Why you didn't go there? Maybe when you can say, okay, same day court here, and I will spell the court, I will go there anytime I will. That means even if the court requests for me to go there tomorrow, I will go there next year. God be God. By the way, my brother, good evening. Welcome. Sorry though, yeah. But we're not for the hiccup and I think it is okay now. We can now move on. So we're going to talk about what we're talking. But today the show will be more than hot. Monk, good evening, my brother. What's up? How everything?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Another day to be here. I think I'm going to be
wonderful. I hope they've been following all of the happening, and in fact, the latest video. I hope that you saw that. If not, if you want me to play, because I want us to be fair enough to our people and listen to so many leaders, so many lawmakers that they think that they have maybe at their leaders. Let them see or let them hear from these people. Some of the representations.
Share the show, folks. Share the show. You're not sharing.
Let's share the show, man. Let's share the show myself. I'm doing that already.
We don't like when we cover important issues, then people coming on.
Yeah, myself, I'm doing that already. Sorry though, we've been very strong.
We're buying you time so you can subscribe and share the show, and then we can get it rolling. 19 minutes past the hour. This is how we don't manage the time. By the time you know it, then you can call to express yourself. All right, go ahead, maybe you're saying something.
Yeah, so I was saying about it happening today at the Temple of Justice. I think we played that, and in fact, we'll do that maybe for maybe one or two, maybe for another time, so that our people can listen to their own lawmakers. The one that are against, they will always want to maybe listen to the one who also against, and the one that for will also listen to the one that are for. And I don't know what kind of country that we're running. What kind of country that we want to build, as to maybe we rather support the politicians. That one of my brother posted today, he said that these politicians that we're killing ourselves, they don't even care to even think about us. But we're always defending Monk. At the end of the day, like for example, they don't know who talking here today. They want go and say lawmaker because in Finland that you have the power or in with the executive, so you can do anything that you think you can do. Today you're talking about anything you want to go to the court, I think you want to go to the court. Well, what say you? What do the sharing of the show, Mr. Tishu?
Yeah, all of you, I will keep playing. I will keep playing.
Okay, wonderful.
Why?
No, there is no ruling yet. The arguments were presented, and the justice reserved ruling. So we are waiting a summons for the ruling.
We are getting report that you guys are pushing for the dismissal of the bit of information. How true is that? I don't think
it's a question to ask. I don't think so.
Why do you...
So a bill of information will file against me. You expect me to come to the court and tell the judge to grant the bill of information? Does that make sense to you? It doesn't. So the question is just irrelevant.
Please
go ahead. It's good if you don't know how to ask questions, you learn from your colleagues. Keep silent. Let the teacher ask questions. Yeah, go ahead, comrade.
Why if the Supreme Court notified everything you did in the chamber, what would be the House of Representatives?
So let me say this to you. There are always remedy. The justice in chamber, there is a remedy to the justice ruling. If the justice brought a ruling that I feel injured by, I have all rights available to take a flight to the full bench. So I don't want to presume for the justice when his ruling is not up yet. Or what I can say to you, we are in some court. That's why we came, like we said, we were never invited. They didn't serve our precept. We came on the basis of special appearance. We heard in a grapevine. We come, Your Honor. They say they got complaint against us. Why they complain saying? Isn't that a sign of a good citizen? I expect you to be telling the public that at least the House of Representatives is in compliance. Though they were not served, as they still continue arguing, but they came on the basis of special appearance.
So, follow up to that, you said you were not said the rate properly, and then you came. So why did you need? Why you react upon what you heard in the public? After what you said,
the court does not pass spontaneously. You didn't expect her to go out there belonging for case. Just my people got case against her. Who got case against her? Oh, no. That's not how the court operates. You understand that? So it is our right to decide when to come to the court. You understand what I'm saying? That? And I want to say this to you. Do you know when we heard about it? Do you care to know what happened if we heard about it before, after the action? So you expect us to come ask to come seek inquiry why maybe action was taken by Friday, assuming not a meeting. Action was taken maybe by 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Maybe we heard about this 5 o'clock Friday. So after the action taken, we must reverse the action. Only because we ask the court. So I expect you to know when we heard this.
What do you mean of Commissioner or Eddie Melvin's statement that all those that partake in the expulsion of Revolver will face political calamity counts 2029?
Let me say this to you on the record. I do not have any relevance for Senator Snow. Let me say this to you. I would say that Senator Snow, he's one of those who got us to where we are as a country. Senator Snow has always survived. Let me learn. I want to say what I want to say. Do not spoon feed me words. Senator Snow has survived on the covert of this country for more than 20 consecutive years. So let me say, who was Snow before coming to elected position or to public office? So Snow is somebody who has always survived on the covert of the.
All right, no need to waste all of our time. Any other point maybe that we want from that video, we will play that video. But King's Astron right, Ali Masale James Eto, Lepe, and in fact, David Williams, Jeremiah Cole, and the rest of you there. Thank God that you're listening to your own lawmakers. And so many people mock, they are doing law right now as we speak. Oh, good Lord, the country. They look, we were talking with your leg, even put us on all of the blood lists that you have. But this we will continue to go down the drain. If this man blaming snow, and even he himself, even worse when it's snow, then we got a long way to go. But anyway, Mark, there you have it. I don't know what we're heading to as a society, but again, snow now have been blamed for about 20 years of backwardness. I know 20 years of 178 years of backwardness.
Yeah, let's welcome Mr. Dishu, and then we can get the ball rolling. It's 25 minutes past the hour. We're almost halfway into the first hour. So, Mr. Dishu, welcome. The man on camera today, the man looking all sharp. Behind here, lighting. I know. I thought when I saw you Friday, you're in the club. One day I started seeing the family portrait on the pictures in the background. I knew I had to put this man home.
Monk, I've been trying to get this thing together because there have been an inquiry from Facebook, people telling us that we should show our face. So I called Milburn today and told him that it will be under certain conditions that I will appear once in a while to let the people know who making the different talk. So I think it's fair enough that they see my face tonight. Until later, we'll see how we're going to handle it. Well, I would say hi to the Liberian people, hi to the listeners. And today it will be fascinating because there's a lot of things that go on in our country that need to be addressed. We listened to Colette just now and his accusation against Melvin Snow, who is a senator. It speaks volume. So we'll go more into that, and I hope that the Liberian people will be aware of what is happening because we are giving them jibs of the condition that they are into that they are not aware of. This is a silent call, and I pray that we'll be able to make an impact as we go along. Thank you.
Yeah, well, a lot of stuff happening. I've been following things. For me, I don't pay attention to these jokers because that's where they find themselves in. They don't have regard for the voter. The voters themselves don't have regard for themselves in some instances. So they are under no pressure to deliver. That's the culture in the country. When you are in a position of public office, you don't respect the people that you serve. You think that they are the slave and you are the master. When in fact you are the slave and they are the master. In Liberia is the reserve. And Snow said it right. When you take track, when you lost track of your assignment or your responsibility, especially for an elected official, you will pay the ultimate price at the ballot box. And he knew exactly what he did to Yege Koluba is very, very unconstitutional. It is against the law. He was never given due process. And in any democratic society, you will pay a price because it's like you are deserting your job function or responsibility to take on. Can you imagine we call for a special session for 10 days? And Yege Koluba took almost 8 to 9 days out of 10 days, something that they were paid for. So Snow is not wrong. Let me tell you something, Melbourne. That's why when you live in an enlightened society, people pay attention. Maybe they might be at work, they got other things going, but come election day, they know exactly what to do. We saw it in America. There were 10 Republicans here that voted with Democrats to impeach Donald Trump. They knew that the impeachment was silly. It made no sense. It couldn't meet the common sense threshold, but they wanted to play politics, including the former vice president, Dick Cheney's daughter. She came from Wyoming. They call her Liz Cheney. None of them, with the exception of one that were able to survive the primary, they wiped all of them out. They retired them because the voters knew that, there is nothing but pure stupidity. There is nothing but politics. You know that it does not meet the condition for an impeachment, but you wanted to play politics. And guess what? Like I said, the 10 that voted with the Democrat to impeach Trump, none of them survived with the exception of one. All 9 of them were kicked out of Congress. Today they are retired. They're selling. Maybe they get all of businesses going. That's how you treat a responsible public official. But it's up to our people. And I know some of them will pay the ultimate price when it comes to the Yege Koluba situation. You see, they lie on of Melbourne about the delivery of the state order, the rate of prohibition. One person said, oh, we never got it. The other one said, no, it was delivered inappropriately. Look, come on, you don't lie on over when you're on the floor of the house and you make a statement. You are technically you are on an oath, especially when it comes to a hearing on an investigation. Every word you use, whether it will be the truth and nothing but the truth. But guess what? They don't respect their own rules and standing orders and rules. So they lie on the clerk or the deputy clerk or the chief clerk. But we all know exactly what happened. Now, what Eddie Snow said, the whole thing was orchestrated by some invincible hand from another branch of government. I knew he was referring to the president himself. So he been down the road before, so he knew exactly. I don't know of all of them, but I know some of them will not survive with the Yeke Koluba situation. That I can guarantee you, maybe. So I turn it over to you. Yeah. Are you hearing me, guys?
Thank you, Mark. So to that, let me even add up to you, Mark, because if you listen to the speaker, I think he said that they saw it on Facebook. I don't even know what kind of country they're running, Mark, because even prior to them going for session, most of the news sometimes it will come sometimes 4 or 5 hours before their session. So even if you see something on Facebook, according to our own speaker, that they saw something fly on Facebook, so they're now asking the chief clerk as to whether she get any communication that fly on Facebook. So if the communication can fly on Facebook, Mark, then you don't think that the communication was in the possession of the chief clerk? So what kind of country we running?
Yeah. Facebook or social media is a form of communication now. That's why they call it in a whole different world. Even the president of the greatest country in the world, he uses a social media platform to express his idea. So if you call yourself a lawmaker and you are in chamber and you believe that something pop up on Facebook, because all the media outlets, they do have a Facebook presence. So it means most of the things pertaining to the government you will see on Facebook, they are legitimate. So how come you will ignore the letter and claim that it surfaced on Facebook? That's a contradiction. I'm not saying you can use Facebook to deliver a letter legitimately, but it means that something was in the making. That's why you saw it on Facebook with other media houses announcing or making the pronouncement that a letter or a state order from the Supreme Court have been issued. So like I said, but that's Liberia for you. It can only happen in Liberia and nowhere else. They know exactly, or they knew exactly what they were doing, that they don't have regard for other branches of government, and that's why you see coming from your lawmaker, so they could care less. But he know that it was an illegal thing that they did. And I know Yeke, I'm not counting on the Supreme Court, I don't trust them, but like I said, we only want the due process, and you cannot use standing order rules to expel a certain lawmaker because he was voted for. Yeke Koluba was voted just like the way you walk to the ballot to vote for Joseph Boakai. You don't just kick a lawmaker out of Congress because of your feeling or because of their sentiment. No, it doesn't work like that. You got to go and give him due process. Mr. Tishim, I tell you, I don't know what happened to Melbourne. He just left the screen, but I'm okay.
Mong, I think you made some salient point, but in reality, can you believe that we're discussing such a kind of issue about Liberia instead of talking about the improvement of our country and the destitute people that needs help? We're in a web, like I said before. What is happening in Liberia right now is a pattern, and I think we have to follow the pattern of what is actually happening. If we don't follow it, I think that we'll be lost when the real time comes. Because I believe that the press, the citizens, and others are going through a whole lot of mess in how the government trying to contain what you say and what you're not supposed to say. I want to know whether the Abdullah Kamara Act of Freedom of Speech has been abolished, because if we can go through all of this and ignore the law that have been presented to us, that we respected, have been neglected in the sense that we have a particular group of people not respecting the law, making their own and assuming through documentations and other things that they are legally right. That's why I'm always saying that Liberia is a failed state, and the judiciary is one of the sector that need to be actually reformed. I called it last time. I tried to put up a talk and it became a big debate, and I hope that the debate goes on. That we haven't selective justice in the country. We have passed through all of these problems and we see it forthcoming, and they're using the past precedents of all the faulted bias opinion from the court. We're using it on other cases that have no link to what have been said. So the problem we are having is that the precedents that are being set will embarrass us and will cause serious confusion in the future when we have a legal system that will be catered to the rights of the people and not the rights and giving the entitlement of certain individuals, that they will be able to bombard the law and be able to claim legal status through faulted or biased opinion from the Supreme Court. So this is a bad problem, and I think that it's a precedent that is set that we have to start to fight it now. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, I know. The reason they will ignore the Supreme Court or state order, like I said, is they know the outcome. They know what's going to happen. Everything that Yeke said, it never in any way, shape, or form put any national security at risk. That was a lie. That's a made-up accusation. We're talking about the disputed land. We went to international treaties for over 100 plus years. I don't know how a man who is just telling or giving his opinion concerning your land dispute can honor my national security when we don't even know the national security post of the entire country. And even Mr. Cummings talk about that today. I was listening to his interview on OKF with Clarence Jackson. Like, how can you honor man something that does not exist? You can't even inform us of what going on in the border. You cannot come up with a clear policy and you're telling me somebody is going to honor my national security when you don't even know the national security that they honor money. What kind of nonsense is that? But like I said, go ahead, Mabel. I think you were trying to say, I think you come up. Go ahead.
So to that quickly, Mom, before we even went off, or maybe before we even go out of you people, let me just say what I was saying, Mom, with the entire issue of the Facebook situation, whether our speaker, the video is there, maybe we'll play the video. But Mom, I think there's a series of contradictions into the issue, where the speaker admitted that indeed they saw the Supreme Court and they saw
having technical problem tonight.
Yeah, I think the internet. I think it's the internet issue. The bandwidth maybe a little. Yeah, but he will reset. I think he will still come on because
Monk, this is a continuous pattern, and we should not exclude ourselves in trying to help to point it out, because we have a catalog of all of the things that have been happening, and we should be able to put it in a way that Liberian people will understand the patterns, because our people are gullible. And it's a serious thing in how we're going to get into their mind to let them know that what is happening is not justifiable for their style of living. They should be living better, but the government got them down. And to put into their mind at this moment, we have all been fighting through the different medias. People come out and talk, like how Cummings talk, I heard Simeon Fremont talk today at one of those Attard Center. It was very, very interesting, We have people that have the idea of leadership to lead our country. But the biggest problem we have in Mom that I see is that Liberia could get back on the right path, because I see in the opposition, I see some smart people, and I see some very good vision that can change the landscape and land mind of our people. The fact is that when will they get together? First thing, who will put the ego away and suggest that only one man out of the group to be able to lead, and you back that particular one man for us to go in one round for the next election and have this thing done. The problem we have is that everybody has spoken to their own people, telling them that they're going to be the leader, and whatever relationship they're going to join with other people, they will be the head. Yeah, already caused a problem. Freeman did the same thing. Billette did the same thing. Cummins doing the same thing. John Weir doing the same thing. So you can tell that whenever they will come together, it will never be a sacrifice of, if there are 5, it will never be the sacrifice of 4 of them that will say, okay, let this one man go. It will always be 2 or 3 of them that will believe that they want to lead. So that particular setting will be destroyed. And who suffers against the Liberian people? Who win against the ruling party? And I mean, it will be a continuous cycle. So when we're going to have this change? Who's going to sacrifice? When this meeting going to be held?
Mr. Tishu, are you asking, sorry, Johnny, are you asking question?
Yeah, I asked Mongi up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here, I'm listening.
Okay, but what's your feedback on what I said?
Well, the one thing that I know is not like in Liberia, we are not voting on ideas or policy. It's all about this sentiment and the whole issue of people coming together, forming the ticket. You want a one-round victory against Unity Party because you think the country is broken. I think it's way too early for that. You got to keep talking about the issue first. Those people have to decide that they want something different, that they want to change. And because it's the same thing about collaboration that got us here today. So I don't think anyone will be in a hurry to form a collaboration right now. I hope there could be a strong collaboration. I'm talking about a genuine collaboration with one interest or a particular interest on the presidency. But until then, I know there are a lot of players out there that will keep seeking that individual glory. I know some of them are even there playing game for even the government that is in power. So it's not just about collaboration, but a genuine collaboration, because we can't just be throwing the word collaboration out there like it's nothing, because we know genuine collaboration versus some insider that will come to even make sure that the collaboration crumbles so that the people in power can maintain their grip on power. So moving forward, like the experience from the CPP, I think people should proceed with caution and don't be too in a rush with the collaboration thing. I mean, the sky is not falling 2026, even though we don't have all the time in the world, but I think there's some time that we can go out there, go and make your own disciple, go and spread your party's message and your vision for the country. Like what I saw Mr. Cummins doing today on OKFM. He spoke on a lot of important things, and I hope other political leaders can do the same until we can get to that point. When we get there, then it will be time for us to talk about the collaboration, but I think it's way, way too early to talk about that. Yeah. That's my view. Maybe you might be right.
I got your point 100%, and I was not talking about now. I was talking about the future.
Okay, then that's a good thing. Yeah,
you're right, because everybody have to put out their view right now for people to be able to judge them until they reach to a time or preliminary that they will be able to select one of them. So I'm not talking from that angle. I was just giving a future that I don't think that will ever have that group put together because of certain people's egos or the whole setup that who wants to be a leader in Liberia and supposed to what the people want from them. So it's going to be a factor in the future. But for right now, I believe that Liberia is a failed state. So I will always come back to where I will be able to put Liberia in the context that it is a failed state and all the systems and structures are broken. And we're talking about creating new ministries, creating new autonomous bureau in the country when they don't have the financial backing to take care of these things. And I think it's just going to be a big mess. We're in a circle and we're caught in a web that I don't think that we're able to find a way out. you know. So it's a very, very serious case right now that we're into.
Well, yeah. So to that question, Mr. Dishu, even though I get from what Mo said, I mean, understand the entire question, but again, let Mo put it. Look, Mr. Dishu, let's be frank and let's just say all of these things. Like I was telling one of my friends today, I said, I was expecting the diaspora Liberians who are part of the governance system to always advocate for their peer or for their fellow diaspora Liberians who are also out there on situation that they are going through, how they are now part of the system, how they should fight hard for them to also to be part. But we're not seeing all of these things. So, Mr. Dishu, I think from all indication for me, what kind of collaboration with them must say? More is right, but when you say these things, people get angry. People, oh, maybe you don't know how to say that, you don't know how to say that. No! The reason where we are today to where we are today is because of don't say this, don't say that, don't do that. No, Mr. Dishu. The system is corrupt, Mr. Dishu. Every time when people come up with the political party, they come there with their interest. All they go there for. Nothing else but their own interest, their group. The kind of people that they will bring. How many hundred, how many thousand a group of people that they will bring into the collaboration. So they're always thinking about their slot. It's like, Mr. Dishu, it's like we are still into the rebel regime. Let me be frank.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you, Mabon. I agree with you, and that's why I didn't press on it. That's why I made correction to Monk. I told him it was the future, but for right now, we into a web, and the selected justice that have been shown at this time, and we see that the biasness within the opinion from the Supreme Court. It gave us a line like that. Liberia will never be straight if we don't have a total reform, a transformation of the government. That we're going to set up a new structure, or we rebuild on the old structure that was set up, that will carry us along.
Yes. So quickly, Mr. Dishu, let me just conclude. Then you're coming with everything maybe that you want to say. So, Mr. Dishu, let me tell you today, the most said, sometimes when we come on the show, people just think that they want us to just come and be bashing the government, maybe be talking in a kind of way they want us to talk. No. For me, I will not have it for anybody. When we come here, we go straight to the issues of the day. Mr. Dishu, do you know that the Unity Party by then, they were completely dead? But the most said, it's the same collaboration. The same look, sometimes we're going to be weird to ourselves. The former president, Manan A. Johnson, he said that I think it is time for the young generation to take over. The same collaboration that what brought us to where we are today. The same collaboration. Let us go and collaborate in the name of, let's go and get government out. What the government doing good or not, let's just go and get it out. What get us today to where we are today. So what kind of collaboration are we going to form? What kind of people are we going to interact with anymore? How is this going to be like? What are some of the advocacy? How are they going to push things in place? What are some of the structures? Because the first thing is, before people go into collaboration, they go there with their interest. They want to know exactly what they will benefit, just in case when John Brown wins elections, how many slots they're going to get, how many, how many of the people, for example, who have the MDR today into the Unity Party. Same thing. So at the end of the day, not just about us having feature who we want to remove, who will not want to remove. What's some of for me is still far even to even talk about election process. But again, because you have a system where people have their sides, they will take their side. Even those ones that are also struggling and suffering, they want to maybe to protect the system. So even if you talk here on the radio, they think that you have side. But Mr. Dishu, I come in, Mr. Dishu. But Mr. Dishu, all in all, even if that for the future or for now, I think for me, if you ask me right now, the best way now to go is how can we fight hard to undo some of the terrible system? That, for example, Even the electoral process is corrupt. Mr. Dishu, it's corrupt.
When I talked about a failed state, those are all the criteria that Liberia fit themselves into. So I believe that the talk for the future of collaboration, I don't think that we should go on with it because you made a point, Mom made a point, but they took all of what I was trying to say. I will give a future a future point, and I don't think the future can be discussed now. What is happening now, and what we should be discussing is that our government have been put against the people from their own will. What I'm trying to say is that all of the bad concessions agreement that the country is suffering from right now, that our people should be having better medical care, good schoolings, and all of that.
And these were things that were campaigning, right?
Yeah. These things have been, talking
about 2022, 2023, 2019, 2020, 2021.
Yeah, but the problem we have and the thing that we should be discussing is that all the concessions agreement, all the senators and representatives have personal interest within it. There has never been a change of any of the agreements after all the discrepancies that we have found out that the people are not carrying out what they had signed up for. And we'll always see that there will be ratification, right? All the ratification is still backing up the same old people, and they will never change it because when the new government comes in, you see people that have signed and have interest within the companies and went and signed agreement on behalf, they will still pass it on to their friend, and there will be some kind of link that they will be able to be getting their money. For instance, Sir Joseph rented all his buses. All the buses were in Monrovia, those school buses. He carried it out and he gave it to one of the companies to carry their workers to work. So the university students that were depending on the buses that were taking them to Fender, that particular project failed. All of Sir Joseph buses were the companies. The security for all the companies in Liberia is headed by the boss from LOFA, the man in charge of security. He got his own security firm, and each one of his security are getting $200 or $300 US from the companies, and he's satisfied with that also. So on ratification of any kind of concession agreement, he will never put his signature to it because then and there will be messing his business up. We got other people. What other one that gave all his trucks? All his trucks are working for those companies. So we have found out that it's a special group of people, a clique within the Senate and in the House of Representatives that have contractual agreement with these concessions that we cannot overplay all the way how we're going to talk. We're going to bring out the right points and all of that. But the people that are going to make the changes are the same senators and representatives who have quasi-contract on the side with these people and getting millions of dollars from them. So it's going to be hard. So we have to start to talk about who having the different companies with the different concessions and what the interest and how the interest is going against the Liberian people.
So
then we'll start to talk about debate.
Yes. So to that, Mr. Dishu, that's a very good point before more come on. To that, Mr. Dishu, one of the people, the most said, Mr. Dishu, look, let's be fair enough to ourselves and to everything that we are doing, some of us. For me, if they're only for removing people here and there, then since 2005 up to now, Liberians have been changing. I said that here on the radio, people think that, oh, maybe no. In fact, they're not to vote. No. The Liberian people, they know how to vote. If it's not so, then how can now we have almost 3 presidents sending war? So that means they know how to vote. The problem here is ours. Like I just said not too long. Someone from the US called me and today one lecture. I told them, I said, see, sometimes you people will call us back on here and say everything that you want to say towards us. Oh, we don't want a problem. President Walker made statement against you people. And then when I said nobody was able to even hold placard to say yes, let me stand up against that man for this statement that he made. But you will shift the blame on the same struggling people who back here, who the people are treating like they are nobody the more said. Now the same people that you shift blame on who some people so, some people so. So Mr. Issue we incomplete hell. I like the entire discussion. I like some of the point that you are making. We in hell. How can we not graduate from the kind of thing that we are in today? And not too many parties. But when you say this, people get angry. Too many political parties will not solve the problem of the issue. That's waste of our times. Let me frank.
Just imagine, Mabon. We got. Let's take for instance. I have my fleet of cars, and this construction comes into Liberia, and the people bypass everything, and they come to me. I'm a senator. They come to me, my man. Can you help us push our thing? So yeah, but what are you going to give me? Okay, we'll talk about what's going to be put on the table and all of that. Now, I have a quasi agreement with a particular group. When we go into the Senate to go and vote for this particular company or concession agreement that's supposed to be applied for the Liberian people, these people here will never go against that particular company because they have already gotten the thing on the side and they have already planned on what they're going to do. That's why I said we are caught into a web. How,
Mr. Dishu, before
how
more
we going to stop
just say this to you. Go to Liberia. Sorry to those of you who are listening today. Well, these are some of us. These are kind of my experience of going to Mr. Dishu. Go to the service provider, Mr. Dishu. Go to Liberia service provider and see the interaction. See how corrupt the system is. Mr. Dishu, you will feel that even the land the speech to that people are into today. Like I was telling one of my friends, was telling me about land. I said, you, I was sitting somewhere to some entertainment area. People were selling, people were stemming land deed there.
Yeah.
That's the kind of country we're in, Mr. Dishu. People are stemming land deed outside of Liberia Land Authority. And you want me, Mabon, to come here and say, yeah. And so many people, sometimes even the land surveyor who also work with land authority, they can sometimes be into so many dubious acts. But nobody will punish them.
That is a system that we're going through right now.
How terrible our system is. So the system just needs serious overhauling. And the only way that we can really make progress, Mr. Dishu, except when we stand up as people and say, okay, we're changing the president term from 6 years to 4 years. We're changing the other. Look, you can't continue to be into a PRC system, a rebel system, and you're thinking that in fact you are into a democratic system. No. So until we change a lot of things, look, sometimes I hear people, our people fight for multi-party system. Look, what's the benefit?
Yeah,
what's the benefit?
Yeah.
Mr. Did you me ask you today, what's the benefit for all the multi-party system?
You can tell that when a broke man tries to get himself together and he thinks about how he's going to make money, they are all con artists. Most of the political parties, they are con artists. What I'm saying they are con artists is that they look at how gullible the people are. And they look at the problem that people are facing, and they believe that they could come up with a certain point that the people will be able to listen to them. So they go on that particular version of their thought, and they create a party with that thought in mind, that they have the ability, or they have the wisdom, or they have the know-how to make a change in Liberia. I would certainly say that the proliferation of all the parties coming out in Liberia has caused a serious setback you got almost about 30, 35 political parties in the country, and you have less than 6 million people. That means to say the message that is going out there is not being heard. Only those who have been accustomed to the message that they have been hearing before will be able to partake into the body politics at this moment. You find a lot of the brown people are quiet because they are confused. They are confused with the fact that they don't have the third option that we're trying to hope for is not forthcoming, in the sense that we still realize that the majority of the voters' mindset have not even started to change yet, of all of the wrongs done against them. And we're trying to point those things out, and they are not listening to us. It's mind-blowing, because when would they ever stop Sir Joseph from giving his bosses out there, or ask him to recruit himself from business, or Saras, what do you call him, Saras, the representative from LOFA that have a security network in all the different concessions. His boss are there, and the other people, the other senators, including the vice president, that have trucks that are giving out to the different concessions. So it's a clique that we find ourselves in, that I don't think that we in the position to dismantle them at this moment. And so we have a new government with new leadership and a new eye that in dismantling them will be coming out with a vision that will be able to close up all the loopholes. Like I said, this UP our CDC was in government at that time, and the concession agreement that they signed, one like Sir Joseph, he signed the concession agreement, but his bosses went to the people. Now it's a new government with Boca, and his bosses are still there, and that particular concession agreement has been faulted, has been said by the Liberian people, and everybody is saying they are faulted things because nobody benefiting. But when we have come to go and have the concession thing straightened up, nobody has put pen to it. So all the ratifications have been done in respect of the same old people that are stealing from us, we're still giving them more. So Joseph still have a company is still supplying the people. Likewise, the vice president is trucking companies. Likewise, the other people that are giving out the security, the consultancy to the different concessions. So the people will never go against the company. So we enter a deadlock. Mom, how are we going to get out of that deadlock?
I'm just sitting back here enjoying the conversation. But anyway, the one thing that I know, politicians, what they do. That's their job. They go out there, they are salesmen. But it's up to the voter to be smart in realizing who is capable of delivering on what they promise. Anybody can go out there. Matter of fact, politicians are trained for that. They are very skilled in doing that. They come out there, they say their so-called platform, they give you their vague dream, but at the end of the day, when you go do your background check as to their capability of delivering on their promise, then it becomes a whole different thing. So that's when it's up to the voters. The voters, we have to be smart in telling themselves who cannot listen to and the one that will be able to follow up on your promises. And that's where the problem is for Liberia. Today, when I was listening to the OKFM interview with Mr. Cummins, I think he placed the Liberian voters into 3 separate categories. He get one group, and he said they hope they are not a majority. The group that have given up, that believe that Liberia cannot come back, that Liberia is done. That's one group. And they got people who are the Daha that want to maintain the status quo, especially between the 2 political institutions, the 2 political parties, CDC and Unity Party. Then he said there is another group that believe there should be some kind of way out of this problem. That's a 3rd group. And you hope that group is in the majority. I don't know if they are in the majority numerically, but that's where we stand at the moment. And when people talk about change the system, how do you change the system? You have to win the election before you can change the system. You got to be given state power. That's why I made the presidency to be the most important job in the country. Is the only way you can have a major impact as the way Liberia is structured. And that one thing I believe wholeheartedly with the ANC political leader. Yeah, you can go over there and say, I'm opening a STEM school, I'm opening a business, but in order to have a national impact on the people, you need political power to do that. The way how Liberia is structured, there is no way you will be able to achieve that. And until we can make that decision and bring someone with a whole different mindset, then nothing will change. You can talk about the system all you want, but the system is irrelevant if you're not giving political power. That they'll think about power when they are debating on the budget. They don't call us to go and debate on the budget. The people who are in power, they are the one that determine how much go to which institution or not. They are the one that will take $50 million from the budget just between 103 guys. Their benefits, their stipends, whether they will be changing the fleet of cars, the inventory, their entertainment budget, their traveling, and all this nonsense. Because what? They are the ones giving state power. So until we can get to that area wherein the Liberian people collectively, in their own conscience, will say we need something different, then I know we are on the right track. But until then, man, the status quo continue, man. That's where we are. I don't see it changing anytime. Maybe you can take us on initiative, like what we started on the show, started talking about, whether it's about referendum, constitutional review. That's the only way you can try to impact the country indirectly. But when you're talking about changing Liberia in its totality, very from the top, then you are literally wasting your time if you cannot get state power. It's a waste of time. But I stop there.
So there you have it. Because I wanted to respectfully disagree with you on some of the point that you were making. Until we have leader, because what kind of leader we have? For me, I stand to be corrected though. But if this system remain rotting in this form and manner, to even have the kind of leader who just jump in for another political party to another political party more, who just form a collaboration for no reason, then there's a serious problem for us. So like you said, my brother,
go ahead. No, go ahead. I thought you were stopping there, but go ahead.
Yeah. So we have to go to a very serious referendum to be able to even reduce some of the useless tenure, for example, in 9 years, and that would have 6 years more, because no matter what kind of a president you bring right now, they will not want to easily reduce their tenure, or they don't want to easily reduce the 9 years to have 6 years because of political play here and there, and secondly, the salaries, the benefits, and the wasteful spending. So they said they can stand out and say, no, we don't want this. This is what we want. Look, Mom, Liberia is very small. These people, someone can say, the new party people, their strategy is, no, they are afraid. Most of our leaders, even for President Weah, if former President Weah to even take power over, he was afraid. He was afraid. So if the citizens stand up and tell this government that this is what we want, my brother, trust me, we'll get better.
But Melbourne, this is where the problem is. The strength, your democratic strength lies with the people, right? They are the one giving the constitutional mandate to alter their government at any given point in time, whether it's through referendum, whether it's through elections. The problem is the people who are the diehard, who believe the status quo should persist, they are in majority. So to even get a message across, because let me tell you something, even in this country, they get time wherein the voters can know things that benefit the country for the things that benefit their party. They know when to navigate between the two. Let's take, for example, if we're to reduce term limit for lawmakers 4 years, or the president 4 years, and senator from 9 years to maybe 5 or 6 years maximum, it benefits everyone in respect of which political party you represent. If we talk about total constitutional overhaul, it benefits everyone in respect of who you support. But the people cannot even come to grip that we should even do these things, because they are so in alignment with the party that they cannot even recognize the one opposed to your direct track to them. And how do, like I said, you don't need to change the leader. You can change the system maybe from a leadership standpoint. I don't know how you will get it done.
More into that, there where I think you said what you talk about the telling more. There where I have issues with it, like let me say they should use the word proliferation of too many political parties. More, that's just a complete waste of our lifetime. Look, if we're not going to have 4 political party system or 4 party system by this time, more, we'll finish reaching to what we're talking about. Because the issue here is there are other political party people who claim that maybe they don't have the number that you are saying. In the US, you just mentioned, yes, I agree with you. But in the US, I'm not too political party system. So what are you like? What are you for independent? What are you for your side? What are you for the other team party or here and there? You will still go back to the bigger parties. But here in Liberia, we have more than 4, 5, 7, 8 bigger political parties before coming down to maybe to the smaller party. MDR yesterday, or even from yesterday, 10 to almost the 4th or 5th political party, bigger political party in Liberia. Why? Because on Nima County.
Nima County.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
nothing else because Nima population. So that
Nothing else,
because they're not getting food from nowhere else. That's why I'm saying the situation of Liberia. Look, if you will be hoping that things will get better, hope is not a strategy. I just don't see it. I have asked all the older folks that I know, people with experience that know far way more than me, to give me a clear path for Liberia, and nobody can come up with that. Everything we are doing here, only hoping. Maybe, like you said, why is the essence of a multi-party system wherein people abuse the system? 90% of your political leaders in Liberia, they only created a party to get a job. They are not even running for president. Okay, if 90%, if the voters know that 90% of your political leaders are not even in it to win it, why will you even go on election to go cast a ballot for them? Right? Why should you even leave your house to go and cast a ballot for a candidate that you know that stand no chance in a million years' time of winning? Because, like I said, they are loyal to their feeling, their tribal sentiment, and their political party than the country. That's why making it tough for Liberia. And even us in the diaspora, not even in Liberia, we cannot even rally around a single cause, even though we live in the most industrialized country in the whole world. I bring 10 Liberians down and say, okay, let's start a movement. Let's carry a candidate that will be the face of the diaspora. Let's rally beyond one candidate in the general election so that we can send a vote to our people because we got influence. We can make phone calls. We can send the money. But I bring 10, you will get 10 different opinions. And you want me to believe that the people in Liberia will do the best? Come on. Stop wasting your time, my brother. You got to be...
Everything I thank God is that you could pay, come on. More everything I thank God that you know, also eating more. Like I said in some of my statement, if some of our diaspora Liberians from us in, they are in government, they are serving more than if some of them they are even ministers, they are consultants. If they can advocate for diaspora Liberian to have full right in our system here, look, let me manage it, man. Look, I'm not looking. So tell what I know this thing, brother. Now you want to shift the blame on the uneducated person who someone will get hard rest I mean the issue. Maybe when I get hard rest my name will be all on other Facebook. That like I'm going to be comparing with somebody who making thousands of dollars maybe per week or maybe per month. That means we all will have problems. We all will have problems. That's how I look. I don't know what will graduate from these things. I don't know what's going to happen next, but we may more.
And maybe, let me tell you that guy before Mr. Dishu, let me tell you something. When I'm talking about rallying around a single cause, I'm not necessarily saying that every single Liberian in the diaspora should support one candidate. I know it will not happen. I'm talking about the vast majority because you represent one unit. You are in the diaspora. You are in Europe. You are in America, Canada, Australia. We are talking about industrialized nation. We are talking about society where things work, where you have lived and benefited. Okay, if we are in the diaspora, if I bring 100 Liberians and say, we got to support a party, we got to change the system in Liberia, at least up to 65 or 70 should collaborate or should correct behind one political party or leader. I cannot bring 199 get different view and opinion into something will change in Liberia. No, that's a lie. It's not going to happen.
Well, Mom, even a referendum cannot even go in Liberia. The people will block it. If anything that the people in leadership realize that the people want change and they hope through a referendum, the people will always block it and they will always come on different social media and state the reason why. They will actually go to justice ministry to get this. They will bring in all the complicated things that will make that particular thing to fail. So we're in a big mess. We have a lot of ideas. Most of the time, I just start to talk, but I write a lot, and I think I've written up a book in the different ways in how we can topple the different issues in Liberia, security or food or the school and business and all. And I share these things with most of the leaders right now. But they never bring my thing to light because they have a different idea and I see it from a different point. So when I share my suggestion with them and I don't see it come out, I don't hear them talk about it, I realize that we are not going anywhere because these people are not willing to accept decision or ideas from other people. Who they accept it from is only from their clique where they will be able to mount themselves together that whatever they're going to put in or talk, it will have some kind of personal benefit for them. And you cannot run a country like this because with that being said, I don't think that we're going to have any good decision being made on behalf of the Liberian people. And it will call a referendum right now and will state that all the senators and representatives that have businesses with these different concessions, they should stop. They should either give up their senatorial or legislative position and go into the business, or they should sell the business out to somebody else. You hear all the legal points that will come out backing these people. And what we'll say, I will always say that we have legal robbery in Liberia. Legal robbery from the judiciary, where they will bring in their opinion and all of that, get money, get the brown envelope on their hand. And we have legal robbery within the finance sector, legal robbery in every sector, including the construction agreements that our people go to do on behalf of millions of the Liberian people. 10 persons will go and sign on behalf of the Liberian people, and those 10 people, the one that will benefit, and the Liberian man will still be asking questions. But what happened? What happened is that we don't have anybody that is making good decisions on our behalf, on the people's behalf. So it's a continuous process, and it's a pattern that we still cannot get out. So I don't know. Yeah, welcome, AB. Yeah, people force us today.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. No problem.
Let me say good afternoon and good evening to Mabel and others and the followers, Monk and my dear brother Dishime. It's fascinating, you know. Though I just joined it on, I didn't follow a lot of things. I had to go see my daughter, and at the hospital. But the thing from the point that you guys are driving home, like I think a caller stated yesterday that we need to change things over there through suspension of constitution. Obviously, it won't work. It's almost not applicable, so to speak, as per our constitution. You can't suspend portion of it except wherein it's done through some kind of peace negotiation, like what happened during the faction times, but there are people that have even mustered the courage. I mean, you got to say as you see it. During the last government, the sitting president, incumbent for that matter, even mentioned about the 10-year reduction in our place. It was the very opposite. The now government at the time, they were in opposition, led by Montserrat Senator Darius DeLong. He vehemently incited the people to campaign against that particular proposal. I think that even though some of the proposals were put on the ballot at the time during his election time, because I think his by-election, they put some of those things on the ballot, and he made the people to vote against it. About this 10-year thing where the president either proposed about 4 years or 5 years or whatever it is, and then with regards to the legislative branch and so forth. But they voted against it because at the time, They poison the minds of the voters. And of course, it was not going to be retroactive, but come this the current government, they were going to be effectuated. Instead of you talk about 6 years, maybe you're going to be talking about 4 years or 5 years for a president. But that would never work. So, I mean, look, that's why I keep saying, and I will keep holding this particular branch, crops of legislator in our country. They are more problem to that country than the country solution. They're not solving any problem for that country. They are not. You see guys that are very antagonistic. They're confronting people. I saw the likes of Josh Lobo, today talking about how he's supposed to go build homes there in Maryland for the people. What did your president build in 4 years for his people? What did he build? Nothing. Then you talk about Mr. Cummings, because Mr. Cummings proposing things. They say, oh, but he's going to go pay low-income houses for the people in Maryland and give it to them. What's about the man that you've been paying for 40 some more years? Can you point to anything he built in 4 years? Nothing.
How about the government that is supporting right now that has the money?
That's what I'm saying. Mr. Cummings had never worked in government before.
No.
But you support a man that worked in government for the entirety of his life, his whole other life, as government job. Can you point to anything that he did in 4 years? Absolutely nothing. Everything that he said in 4 years today was done by the previous government. City Hall, pavement of road in 4 years, it was all done by the previous government. So
John Lobo, Mr. Conner, John Lobo is a senior or senior consultant, though, and I was expecting him, for example, I was saying, to even push some of the issues affecting the poor Liberians. How can John Lobo now tend to, I don't know whether is one of the regular commenter association or what?
But you know, maybe that guy, he left the United States here. I don't know whether he could fit in the professional world here. I don't know what he was doing here. But he's over there literally working under the table because he never get any appointed position over there, whether he's a consultant or whatever it is. My thing I'm driving home here is this. And these are the things that even the ANC or other people need to start nipping it in the rear part. Flag these things. And because why? Our politics is perception politics, guys. I keep saying it. If you pass in the community every day, they may calling you road. Trust me, people start believing that you are road.
Yeah.
Until you can't be almost instantaneous to respond. Point those things up, man. But again, guys, it's great to see you. I know time is fast spent here because it's after 3, but whatever little we can add until we'll try to do that, man.
Yeah, we'll ask you people some of the questions, or in fact, some of the things that we're discussing here that have to do with the issue of political parties, the system, how terrible our system is. But again, Brother Ali, good evening, and thank you for joining us. I know it's afternoon time for you people in there. Yes, what's up, man, there, brother?
Oh, Mabel, good afternoon, Mr. Dishu, Mong, Mr. Conner, and our listening audience. I'm very busy. I'm continuing to join. Yes, you know, this morning when I listened to Mr. Alexander Benedict, I was shocked and I was really, really impressed. You know, and all I can say, I hope Liberians will one day come to their senses and make a better decision. Because Mr. Kumi, he remained consistent. His voice had never changed. And I think these are people that will need to be leaders in our country. People who have the country at heart. We don't need hungry people that will come to power to enrich themselves. And when you listen to Mr. Alexander Benedict Kumi, this way, if Liberians can make up their mind one of these days and say, let me hear he been in 18, let's forget about everything and let's give it to him. I believe Liberia will be a better country, the way in which some of us want to see it. Even though I'm not an ANC supporter, but this man, I'm just inspired by him whenever he speaks.
Ali, let me stop you there. Let me interrupt you respectfully and you continue. What we'll do on Friday, we will dissect the 1 hour interview and then we can take the talking points from there because Ali said something and then we can close it for the week on that particular interview with OKFM. But go ahead, Ali. I just want to remind the audience on Friday that what we do, we just break it down, the 1 hour interview, and take all the major talking points and just peruse over it so the listening audience can get to know what we are talking about. But go ahead, Ali.
Thank you. And the last time, Mr. Benedict Kumi always talking about how he can increase the Liberia budget to $1 billion. And he continued to say when he increased the budget, what he's going to do, how the budget will impact the lives of the Liberian people. Today, Baka has increased our budget to 1.2 billion. If Baka was innovative, he had the plan, he know the policy. If he could just listen to what Mr. Kumi said today and follow that trend, he can get a better government. If he can just listen carefully to what Mr. Kumi said today, and when he increased the budget, how he's going to do it, that it will impact the lives of the Liberian people. If Mr. Baka could listen to him and do it in the remaining 3 years, he will get a better government and Liberian people will be proud of him. Like Mr. Kune just said, people will be there, why have Mr. Kumi done for the people of Maryland or whatsoever country he coming from in the Southeast? Joseph Baka that worked for 42 years in government. What did he do for the people of Lopa country, Wesonga, where he coming from? Why he did to impact the lives of the people within the district of Wasonga? That today you want to be questioning Mr. Kumi why he did for the Marylanders. You people, something should be happening to you. Your brains need to go to be set. If you supported someone who worked 42 years in government, there is nothing that he can show off. There is no achievement record, nothing he did to impact the lives of the people in his own district. Let's forget about the entire Lofa country. Then you want to be asking Mr. Kumi why he did for the people of Maryland that you want to be president? You have to go for them to check your brain. Thank you, guys. It was nice having me.
Wow, wonderful. I like that. But again, we move people. So yeah, Mark and then Mr. Tishu, I think our two people who just joined us, I think they come with a lot of fire and so forth.
Yeah, they came with fire.
And interestingly, you said, Mark,
yeah, they came with too much fire. I didn't know Ali can go. Ali can become this bombastic.
Yeah, so I think on Friday, but I don't know because for me, I'll be asking Ali.
But listen, guys, Bebo, you will come in. But listen, again, Monk, don't forget, your politics is perception politics. And that thing dragged Benedict Cummings down for so long. Listen, I mean, obviously, I'm not an ANC member, but the objectivity and what I've studied from Liberian politics for over the years, you don't allow those things to linger on. You don't allow somebody to come here and call you a rogue, and then you say, oh, just forget about that man and be dismissive of it. These people are shameless. They are very, very, very shameless. The other guy that came today attacking on the snow, talking about on a show, he had updated usefulness. You don't know what he's talking about. Colette, you, James Colette, and you can compare yourself with Edwin Snow? I mean, look, listen, guys, it's embarrassing. So when it come over, let nip it in the rear part and keep moving on. That's all I wanted to point out.
Right, David. And I think that most people to put points out that the guys are doing that mess, we should be able to point it out and let the Liberian people know the good, the bad, the ugly about their decisions being made. But what I took from Cummings' thing this morning was that the question asked him was that, will you receive salary as president? And it was a concern in the media room when that question, when he gave the answer that he would not take any pay, he would give the pay, he would put the pay out to a particular organization, especially the STEM program in which he's interested in. And the question that was asked from the calling people, they will keep pointing out that they don't believe, rather, that somebody will be president and will not want their pay. You know, it sounds strange to them. It sounds very strange to them. Like he made it clear that that money that will be given, he don't even know the amount that the president is being paid, but he believed that that particular money, it would be better that he put it into a project that would benefit the people. And secondly, they asked him how will he be able to accumulate or put up the budget, because he's stating now that He can even run the budget up to $2 billion. I think you heard that clear also, you know. He said he started out about $1 billion, the government picked it up, they carried it to $1.2 billion. Okay, they got $1.2 billion. But in his recent talk today, he talked about that he could carry the budget up to about $2 billion. So they asked him how. And he brought in, he gave some fundamental things that how he going to break it down. And the waste. There's too much waste. I think we got almost about $40-50 million there in waste on every month from the 100 and something people buying their car, buying their gas, buying their fuel, all of that. It will cut down nothing. I think it will be sufficient money. That's why Mr. Cummings is looking at and see that. But this kind of money here is plenty. I think it will stop these things here. We will be able to reach the $2 billion, or we have the potential to reach the $2 billion because of these criteria that have been hindering the economy. So if he can put those things into work, I think it's very logical enough that he has a pathway of how we're going to carry the budget up to $2 billion rather.
Well, we'll delve deep into it on Friday, and we got an announcement. The hardest working man, let's say, Yumacho Kanga can always say birthday will be up on the 1st of May. The main name alone is a birth month, so on Friday we bring our
born in May.
Our offering basket while we're talking about the 1 hour interview on OKFM. Then we just climax with our little contribution for Mayborn. So if you are here listening,
okay, Monk, I see why this is a combination.
Yeah.
Mayborn.
Yeah.
Mayborn, May.
The Mayborn, May, the first day of the month.
That's why I say Mayborn.
Yeah, so we'll do a little.
Okay. Happy pre-birthday, Mayborn.
Yeah, and then we will do the 1 hour interview. We'll break it down because there were a lot of things that were said, a lot of new ideas. Somebody had that too, but he said a lot were packed.
Listen. This is my thing here, guys. Maybe I know maybe a lot of people might be listening, the follow-up might be listening, and they are not okram with some of the politics. Look, maybe the revolution that led to the dethronement of President Talbot, when he took over, because you have a one-party state in our country, he started instituting some kind of reform, and he had a blowback from his very true weak party. There was a rebellion against him for some of those progressive stands he was taking. Okay, he was trying to incorporate the natives, in fact, so to speak. But yesterday there was a fight, even in his own party, and he stays true his grounds. In fact, how he started incorporating younger progressives in his government. Okay, and yesterday there was a fight for it. It's a process. You got to stand up to those things. I know they'll say the True Party was kind of corrupt and so on and so forth, but President Talbot started taking some measure. I mean, we saw some of those things in our country. Okay, and we saw it progressively happening. Today, if you have people that are unwilling to see those changes, you're emulating a constitution and a leadership style in a country, but you're doing the more than the country that you're emulating from. Everything that you got in Liberia over there, they emulate from America. American presidents stay here for 4 years. Their representatives stay for 2 years, maybe. Every 2 years, you got to get election here. But you take the doctor and give them 6 year job.
Let me just say
let me land, my brother. So predicated on this thing, they will be very, very resistant to changes. You know? But again, let my brother come in. Let me pick up my work. I know my people that are keeping me busy here from my work phone. But come in, my brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I lost my train of thought, sir, because I wanted to come in when you were seeing something that was very, very important at a particular time. But what I would want to go into is that we, as Liberians, don't have that willpower of seeing that we can project some way of how we're going to make some changes in the setting of our government. The government need a total transformation. And in doing that, it will have to be a referendum from the people seeing the bad, the good, and the ugly about what is happening within their setting. But who's going to put that out? How the referendum going to go out? Because it will be against the same old senators and representatives that's supposed to propagate this referendum that will be able to be put out. Can the common citizen put up a referendum and it goes? It's hard. You know, I can remember during the job we had time they had a 12-point thing that they put up a referendum for us to decide on what we're going to do, whether we're going to have a war crime court, or what other things that we think that was necessary at that particular time to have the government run. But I don't know because we're into a serious mess that I don't think that we're going to get out at this particular time.
Well, thank you, Mr. Dishu, and I listen to all of you. I listen to Brother Ali Masale on Mr. Cummins. Yes, indeed, myself this morning. I followed Mr. Cummins on all of the things that you were saying this morning, you know, but something keep playing on me as to why our leadership don't want to listen to any of their peers or maybe their oppositions or maybe citizens who have somebody at it, because the person not keeping this thing in them, the person bringing the things out and telling you that yes, that do it away for the betterment of our country. But you say no, you want to do it the way you want to.
Don't get it twisted. They're not saying no. It's one thing to have an idea, it's another thing to execute an idea. The execution part is what they are lacking. It's not that the ideas are new. That's why anybody can go into a basement and read platform and read all their dreams. But the question is, are you able to put your dream into reality? That's what they call chief executive, someone with a hands-on experience to turn his idea into reality. That's why I'm missing like bro. So we never short on ideas. We are just short on people who are capable of executing those ideas. That's where the problem is.
And want to even add quickly before we go to the line, you are quite correct, because after all of the maybe doing the opposition live, the campaign and so forth, they will be saying all of these things, but by the time you give them the position more, you're saying you're right. Now up to now the rescue government, they can't tell us exactly the reason why they come to power.
It's about
everything to either yellow machine.
They can execute. That is different. Look at Mena Traore. Traore is an executor. You see what happened in Nesdo to your neighboring country, because he knows to execute. It's not about platform and all day we get platform. Platform where?
What? So that means all of the promises, all of the I don't know how you can call it, those of you, I don't know, the manifesto or what kind of store and everything.
Now I tell you, maybe in any presidential cycle, when you want to know how effective a leader is, measure your first 100 days of tradition. It's a benchmark. That 100 days is not the end of the presidency, but it gives you an idea as to what the president's dream is. That's when you get to know what happens to be his priority on his list and think that you execute. That 100 days will tell you everything, how the presidency will end. And that's just what it is.
Yeah, if you're not answer recovery, that the other one, all kinds of things.
Yeah, I wanted to hit the point that I lost my trend when AB was talking. Yeah, come back to President Toba. You know, he was trying to give out some points. Yeah, what Toba did was that it was during our time. Bacchus Matthew and others that were schooling in America, he wanted to give an opportunity, you know. And this opportunity, they abused the opportunity that was given to them. They didn't have patience. If you listen to one of Chief Cyril Allen thing, where he gave the whole business of what actually happened during the school time and how they were incorporated to come back to help Liberia, and Toba was in favor of it. Now the old boys then, they didn't like the idea so much, you know, and Toba wanted to change. That is when he went and he recommended Jackson F. Doe, you know, because the people have been talking too much about one set of people ruling, and the additional people were not taking part into the governance of the country. So he recommended Jackson F. Doe, the same old people that Toba didn't cohere to, were the same ones that were running against him within the True Party, stating that Toba wanted to bring in all the young boys, them, and all of that. Now, Toba did well. He listened to them. He gave Bacchus Matthew them, and most of the people there, he gave them opportunity. Most of them, they were on scholarship in America. When they come back to Liberia, he would give them a job. What happened was that it was these three pal, Moja, and the other group, the progressive group, all of them had one thing in mind: to have multi-party system, but their ideas and were not relating. They were not cohering to each other ideas in how
they were not coordinating, or maybe they were not relating.
Yeah, how they were going to run their country. So that was one of their fault too. They were not prepared to run this country. It was by chance of them that it was through the assassination of the president that they had the opportunity at the first hand to be given a chance to rule. So Joe brought them into power. He gave Bago Mafi Minister of Foreign Affairs. He brought in Tipote and sent him to one of the places.
Planning economic affairs, and then to education.
See? So he gave them an opportunity. And what happened? They sat down there, knew very well that they knew more than Joe. They were supposed to advise Joe and carry on what they had planned for the future. But you could tell that they had no plan because even though it was a military government, but Joe had respect for them because of the ideas and what they were bringing forth. And he had respect because they knew that the boys are going to school and they knew what they were talking about was good for the country. But none of them had that.
That's why we got it wrong, Mabel. That's why I keep telling you about this school. You don't have any hands-on experience. You talk many who just came to America for a few months or a few years, and you think that you can go and run a country. Like, just because you know something or you read a book, it does not mean that you understand. You can't run nothing. You never ran anything in your life. They go and give you a ministry. And that's why being a trend in Liberia, that's why you see most of the people who come here, they don't look for a job. They won't go back to go work in government. You don't have experience. You came, you spent 12 months or 14 months here. They gave you a master's degree. You look at a whole agency with different competing factors and forces with people with different background. And you want to go and be here for them, for a whole country. How that work? That's where the problem came from. That's why the whole thing collapsed. Because all the people that came to school in America, they never read nothing in their life. No hands-on experience. You just
want to discuss how it started. You see, that's where it started from. From our simple people that they have the damage.
In one of your other statements, Mo, you said that because of lack of unity and because of you people on that side are not really, maybe let me just use the word, are not being truthful because maybe because of politics, you people are divided, you know, there are a lot of division among you people. And we here, when we hear about you people on that side, we feel that, oh, it's well, you people are well to do, well trained, well educated, well experienced, and so forth. But at the end of the day, when you people come back with the positions, at the end of the day, nothing, no good results. We say swimming into, I don't know the pain that we're swimming into. So, like, for example, I want to show some kind of photo quickly about one of your own lawmaker. I think Reverend Banks, also from Grand Bassa, District number 2. Let me see if we can show his photo so that I think in Ben here we have some interaction with him. But Mark, with you people on that side. But yeah, today he also jumping up and down with the same group of people with their behavior and here and there. So how you want to reconcile that?
Maybe I told you, just because someone lives in the Western world is not a license to do better. Matter of fact, you got to check people's background, what they do for a living here. You come to school here, we got good university here. At the end of the day, I keep telling folks, 90% of anything you will learn in the professional world, it comes from your job. It don't come from school. School will give you basic fundamentals of theory. Matter of fact, you're reading someone else's idea, you never even put it to work to see even that idea or that theory can even come to reality. 90% of anything you will learn in any profession, you learn it from on your job. Most Liberians that come to school here never work in their field. Not even at a junior level, one time of male level or executive level. I would say 95% never work in your area of discipline, except for a very few. Now you take them to Liberia to go and control our entire bureaucracy. What do you think is going to happen? They also learning on the job. And learning on the job is a recipe for disaster, especially when you run your country. It's not like you are running your house or some limited budget. You're talking about the LPRC, the LEC, or the finance ministry. Like what will just happen? I don't want to call name, but your former bank governor, central bank governor, was a compliance officer in America. How can a compliance officer run a country's central bank? How? Well, stop there.
But let's go to the line to interact with our people. I need to take a few calls. 0770-203-125. That's the number to call this evening. It is in the interest. I don't know what this problem is. Just all a brain problem, and I don't know how the problem can be solved, because even the one that we can bring back home, like in fact, today's call up evening.
Oh, okay, you're on the line already. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, David.
Our county. You know, the better people, we are proud people. And we in Congress. And if we check in Liberia, all of the laws that have been around, Parliament has not been followed. Any laws in the country. But people like our senators, they are the ones who are dragging us now into the public land with all of it. Criminality that they are involved with. But I want to say the same thing. In 20 years, government of our country, in the last time was President Snow. President Snow has not been who orchestrated anything there. Whatever came to this country during the Civil War or after the Civil War. So for these people to be telling people the law department of this country that put a show and down to be where we are, and just a funny issue there. If whoever they want who are breaking into the city speaker office on July 26th, or having the national guest visiting the country.
All right. Thank you so much, Charles Cooper. Charlie, good evening.
Good evening,
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe sometimes when you lie too much, again, sometimes it's difficult for you to lie. On the issue with Yeke, the people are saying that they got the information on Facebook. But you got the information on Facebook, but you still went on with your action. Then the same Facebook you got the information from is the same Facebook information you use to go to the court. When you say that you did not receive communication on the court. You know, our leader thinks they think that everybody in the country is stupid, or maybe because we don't have Harvard University, they don't know that big child education go out into a lot of people with wisdom or common sense. So they can feel that all of us stupid. So they just listen to them, just look at the book, they can't just stop lying. And maybe lastly, on the issue of Mr. Kumi's statement today, you know, maybe I told someone, they said nothing who. The only thing I experience ever knowing is lies for national leaders. So even if angel come from heaven and say, I'm an angel, I've come to change your life, that rebel will say that I'm angel. And maybe you don't blame the people because it's a mind game. Maybe if you tell a child, well, God bring Kenny, every day you promise a child, well, God bring Kenny, that child will be running to you. But if that child knows that you're not bringing that Kenny, that child will stop running to you.
Exactly.
That's how that is. All of our leaders, past and present, they have lied and continue to lie to the Liberian people. So when Mr. Kumi said that you will not take his salary, I'm not heard that. It sounds strange.
All right. Thank you, Charles. Let's make it a little bit short because of our other callers. Hello to this caller quickly. Good evening.
To you, Mabel, and to our panelists in the U.S. This is Edmoka, member of the Concerned Liberian for Justice.
Okay.
You know, if Colette will tell Sulu that he contributed to the background of this country, then how do we refer to him too? Because he is a mastermind of everything that is happening in our representative. Instead of the people focusing on their own side and making law, he is there and breaking everything. So he too is a part of carrying Liberia backward, you know. So, but look, the point you strike before taking the news is what the Liberians want to focus on. But like the other in the US said, you don't know whether the Senate will do it or the national. Because if you reduce a president year from 6 years to 4 years,
4 years.
So the man finish getting the 5 year, he know that so the already running.
By this time, next year now we'll be talking about elections. But yeah, we give free 3 years.
Yeah. The guys who are in leadership now, they think against that thing on the president. We have the election. Can you imagine, people? Even in that referendum, the president said, "I'm not change the election. Where you can go stay under the ring to vote for the people after voting for them to turn that back on you guys. Not change it from October to November or December. They don't tell the people say vote in the phone when they vote against it. You see Liberia? You see our people? They commit crime and speaking of
All right. Thank you, my dear brother. Today's caller. Good evening. Yep.
Joining you from Lower Magby County, especially Barclay Farm.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
You see, today is really, give me the experience today to make a call because most of things are just to your program. But I believe that today is my first day to make it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because this is the issues, trading issues that is having, burdening the nations. But that's why people been talking in the leaders are not taking no actions because they feel that lying to the public in the time of election, they could put into it. But despite that, we know, this time along, we're going to give credence to our brothers who are most eloquent, who are out of the public, have been watching us. We're going to work after them, one after the other to see how they're going to checkmate all the leaders that we need to. Because other than that, we'll just be behind these guys to keep lying. Somebody will come from America and say, oh, I've been working so and so there because we don't have the background to check. So, and then we just give us the same information and then we elect them. At the same time, they'll be looking like the same people who are living here. So what is the difference from you that come from America and the person that is here?
Great point. Thank you.
So these are the issues I'll be looking at. But thank you ever so much for forming the program.
All right. Thank you, my dear brother. Great point, though. I think all of this in morning, I'll be looking at it now. Hello. How are you, Samia? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Let me say good evening to all the panelists. They don't get a panel from here. Again, the discussion of the market is legacy of corporate. I have problem of them my country. Therefore, all the discussion is talking about Alexander Kumi. Are we getting me, neighbor?
We're listening to you. Go ahead.
Okay, neighbor. Let me tell you, Alexander Kumi is attitude of elderly people. So they are president. They are expert to really look for elderly people that in this country. People are poor, so that they will have wisdom.
So coming out, old man, huh? Mama, go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm asking what are coming out, old man, now because you're talking about old people.
In a way that people will feel fun. Therefore, let you look at so that we're gonna put it here. Let you look at this party, the party you will in this country. If they want to get for the environment, let them look at Kumi now to go for it. You see, it's very bad. Mr. Kumi there, they are peer group and what is speaking of Kumi now is making for a stand.
All right. All right. Thank you. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, go ahead quickly, my brother. Go over to our team of panelists.
This Harry calling from Abate.
Go ahead.
You see, Nigerians, we are learning.
Okay.
We will learn in this country because there are many ways people learn. As you make mistakes, you learn from it. But the only thing we are refusing is Nigerians are refusing to move on to their mistakes. Own your mistake. Yeah, you own your child. Say, child, I mean, own it. When you made a mistake, own it. Say, this is my mistake I made in life. Then you're going to make a difference. Those days when we are saying, referendum, no, you're not going to we don't want to stay back for so many years. They went ahead, they refused. Today, we got 25 or 9 years, Uncle says here, President says, they will have the thing. So, gradually, we are getting somewhere. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. We gotta go. No more time, please. People, those of you who are calling, we are about to go. Yeah, Mark, Mr. Dishu, and Brother AB, I think Ali already off the network. So we had to go. I think in closing, please, let be able to manage the time, please.
Well, in my closing, I will say one thing that I will come back to the solution-based talk. I believe that we in the diaspora should put ourselves together in forming groups and organizations that will cater to the direct needs of our people in Liberia. For instance, we can find the best doctors in America, the best doctors in Europe that are Liberians, with specialization given to them on how we're going to train with doctors there in Liberia. We in the modern world, we can go on Zoom. The doctors can go on Zoom and they can share ideas. Also, the schooling business. Why we don't have a group in Liberia and the group in the diaspora chatting and sharing ideas about how to change the educational system or how to improve it in Liberia. Likewise, the engineering sector. What I'm trying to say is that we in the diaspora should be able to organize ourselves into professional groups that will be able to cater to the dire needs of our Liberian people by helping the government in the different areas. You know, we have a lot of doctors in America, a lot of doctors here in Europe that are Liberians. But why they're not contributing? Because we have not put them into this particular setting that they will be able to make their own contribution. There are doctors there, they're working every day. We have to go to them and tell them, say, look, there is a need of us forming a group that will be able to help our people in Liberia. Say how? We can start to use the Zoom, we can start to use other social media that will be able to be direct with them, that they will be able to acquire more than it gets every day. We just keep on talking, and we in the diaspora, and we have not put ourselves together in a professional manner that will be able to cater and help blend whatever policy government has to be able to give them some kind of consultancy or some kind of help. That's what's on my mind right now. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Dishu. I don't know what happened. What happened,
Thank you. Let me say thanks to the callers and all of the followers for their contribution. Every time I will continue to. I know I'll sound repetitive, but the fact that people are engaging is a good thing. And I would just want to admonish the electorates in our country. Hold these people responsible. Speak out. Don't just wait for election. Speak out and hold them accountable. And if necessary, give them some public shames. You understand me? Because why? All of this luxurious life they are living is a taxpayer. That's their tax money they are living off of it. And for them to keep bamboozling you to portray that they're doing something constructive for you and they're doing nothing is shameful. Look, Mom, let me tell you this. Just today, when I went to see my daughter at the hospital, a friend of mine in Liberia that worked with one of these ministries is sick, got admitted in the hospital. This is somebody that I worked for protracted period with a particular ministry, is sick in a hospital, admitted at one of the local hospitals. Mom, the ministry went there under the guise of, we're going to provide insurance. The person that provided the person insurance benefit. Do you know what it told that person and the parent? That they can only provide $150 as an insurance. This is somebody that worked in the echelon in leadership, not like some kind of menial job. And the person has some debilitating situations. I was stunned and I couldn't believe it. And conscious that some of those ministries are led by people that advocated for things in our country before. They called us so-called advocates at the time when they were instituting politics and other things. But it's a sad situation. We got to keep speaking on this thing. And the recklessness of this particular crop of legislators, the feel that they are law unto themselves. Maybe you ask a logical question. Because if a Coon will sit on the gavel of the speakership and then ask the clerk, did you receive any letter from the court? First and foremost, what prompted you to ask that question when you say you never saw any letter? What drove you to ask that question? Minister, it was deliberate to come on the record and say, we didn't receive anything. Just so to embarrass and bring disrespect and dishonor to the judicial branch of government and the Supreme Court. So it was deliberate. It was calculated. You don't know about something. What prompted you to ask that question? You know, but again, time be fast spent, man. Let me say thanks to Mabon and then Mong and my dear brother Shi. It was a fascinating show. Thanks for you guys.
Well, I don't have that much to say. I said reiterating on our announcement. We'll do the in-depth analysis of the 1 hour video on OKFM. And don't forget, on Friday, we'll be doing our offering basket for Melbourne. His birthday comes around on the 1st of May. So if you come on SKTV, make sure our cash app will be there. We'll use Aliu again. The telephone number will be on the screen, whether it's Zelle or cash app. Anything you got for Melbourne. The hardest working man in radio. He's here all the time, ring or shine. Most often we are gone, but Melbourne is always here. So Ali, that will be a way of appreciating Melbourne.
Melbourne want to be a big boy on our deal. So
Look,
let me tell you, for us now, you know, more saying something about quickly before we go. For us now, the more say we don't have future anymore now, and for the children, and so we're gonna start enjoying now, you know.
The little one I sort of enjoy, right? Your deacon is the president, my man. You're not reaching the president to him.
I ain't normally doing it. I mean, president, I know your offering basket can be heavy though.
Look, more easy not here, but anyway, that's the kind of thing. Some of our leaders, they always praying for the president, or some of our pastors. I know they always praying for the president to go to the church or to the churches so that they will be able to get something good. But again, more thanks to all of you. We see you tomorrow by the grace of God. And the show was wonderful. Good night from our end here in Liberia.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise of them. The welcome and life without care.
A lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you, I can't ask it if you bring you. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And you say no money, and I go. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.